So welcome everyone, or welcome back. I'm Catherine, and we're talking about all things to do with birth manure over here. And today I want to take you to see some olive trees that are over 1,000 years old. So these olive trees, it's just a few minutes walk from where I live. And bear with me because this is slightly experimental. I'm doing a video on the move. But yeah, let's see what. So the way that they're identified and aged, if you like, is partly by the circumference of the trunk, and also by the, I was going to say wingspan, but of course it's not wingspan, but the kind of the spread of the branches. And so there are quite a few in this particular olive grove. In fact, this whole area, they're kind of dotted around. And so the amazing thing is that for over 1,000 years, these olive trees have been cared for by farmers, by the kind of workers, landowners. And yeah, they're still producing, they're still harvested every year. And so here we have, right, okay, so I can see several of them. Let me turn around so that you can see this one behind me. I'm going to show you this. Right, okay, I'm going to back up. So can you see the huge trunk? And I think the fact that they've been cared for so long, I think Clare Dubois of the Tree Sisters would be proud of the local farmers here. And yeah, I'm going to put a link below to a segment from when we had a fantastic conversation with her about Tree Sisters and her mission with Tree Sisters. So let me see what else there is here. I think there's another one over here. Yeah, there's a couple actually. And the reason I wanted to talk, I wanted to show you these olive trees. Actually, I'm not sure that one counts because it's almost like two. I mean, I'm sure it's one rootstock, but it's almost like two trunks. Let me see. Here's another one. Yeah, the reason I wanted to to show you these trees today is because they really make us think about history. Well, certainly they make me think about history, and I want to talk about Lemuria today. Okay, now Lemuria is a topic that's very close to my heart at the moment, very dear to my heart, and yeah, it doesn't really matter whether you think of Lemuria as a kind of mythological place or actually like a place that existed like thousands and thousands of years ago, because I think in terms of what Lemuria even pronounce it, can teach us, that doesn't really matter. But there is certainly some fascinating evidence coming to light, both kind of geological, archaeological, much of it beneath the ocean, it has to be said, kind of suggesting that it really was a real place. And certainly my sense of why I'm feeling called to the energy of Lemuria is because of having been there at some point myself. And I think a lot of people are waking up to this. A lot of people are realizing this. I mean, you may have noticed that Lemuria is getting mentioned more and more. Certainly, if we look back, even say just 3 years ago, it's kind of coming up cropping up as a theme, as a subject a lot more often. And I think it's because we're being called to remember the kind of the energy of that kind of golden era. Because, to help us birth the new earth, it's very difficult. We don't really have a blueprint of how to do this. But if we can remember, if we can kind of look back at a time when we were living in, unconditional love, and just, community was everything. Just a sense of the simplicity of life and connection with nature, deep, deep connection with nature. And my sense of that is especially connection with the ocean. And of course, a completely different way of communicating as well. This kind of not even needing to use language. And that sounds, I guess I'm talking about a form of telepathy. And I think more and more as we're all collectively waking up, these kind of abilities are kind of being reawakened. And it's not like we've got to learn them from scratch. It's like on some level we've got the memories. We know how to do this. I mean, I've actually experienced with a couple of different people, just in one short period of my life, I've kind of experienced being able to actually hear what they were thinking, to hear their thoughts. And I have to tell you, it's a very mind-opening experience, because if you think about it, if you can pick up what somebody's thinking, then they're not going to be able to hide anything from you, and they're certainly not going to be able to kind of lie to you or deceive you, even a little white lie. They won't really get away with it. And so now for me, because I've experienced this, at a particular time in my life, it was when I was going through this kind of like what I now think of as kind of accelerated awakening, this period of crisis. We might also think of it as a spiritual crisis, spiritual emergency. And so I was kind of blasted open. I guess I was operating on a different vibration, a much higher vibration, I guess, for that kind of period. But you certainly don't want to be telling anybody in the mental health field, as a psychiatrist, that you can hear what somebody's thinking. That wouldn't be such a good move. But yeah, I think it's kind of like we're being given an opportunity to recall like where we've come from and what is possible. This incredible just incredible. I'm kind of lost for words, really, because for us to be heading towards this as we birth the new earth, it's inspiring. I think it gives us a lot of hope, and it gives us something to build on. That's the point. I think it gives us something of a blueprint of how we even go about this. So yeah, and in terms of Lemuria, I've kind of all my life I felt really drawn to kind of like tropical islands with kind of like white sands and turquoise seas, and just absolutely love that environment. And I know a lot of people really just that's why those kind of destinations are popular as kind of holiday destinations. But I think for me it feels like it's something slightly different. It's not just a beautiful place to go. It's where I kind of come alive. It's where I'm kind of like really just feel the truest self, if that makes sense. My kind of just certainly certainly where I feel a level of bliss, um, and the vibration. I think in those places, I mean, not all of them, but you know, some of them, the vibration is very high. So it's very easy. It's so much easier when we're in a place that's high vibration to tap into this whole other realm. And that's, you know, that's what we want. That's what, you know, and I've already been saying this, you know, we need to, you know, this year, 2025, more than ever, we need to really focus on our vibration, on the vibration of the places. Yeah, that's very important. Um, and the people and our own mood and feelings and thoughts. It's kind of, yeah. So I think really what I want to leave you with today, apart from leaving you with these stunning millennial trees, although here they call them millennial, but in using the word millennial in a different sense. But I really want to encourage you to, as much as possible, keep an open mind. You know, I think this year more and more new information is going to come to light, and obviously we need to be discerning. But you know, check in with yourself, check in with your body, and if something, you know, if something from the deep past is resonating with you, uh, because you hold that somewhere in your essence, in your being, you know, whether that's at the skandhas level. Skandhas are kind of like these patterns of energy that we take from one lifetime to another over thousands of lifetimes. And so, you know, there could well be something that's being awakened or kind of resonating at the skandha level. Um, or actually for me, these kind of Lemuria memories first started waking up more at a kind of trauma level of just my fear of kind of tsunamis and kind of just drowning and ending up at the bottom of the ocean, which, you know, some consider that's kind of how Lemuria kind of met its end, so to speak. But yeah, so just keep an open mind. Just really, you know, this is a time when we can learn so much, we can expand so much. And in order for that to happen, we do need to have an open mind. We need to be open to the possibility that some of these things that in the past we might have thought were just way out there, too wacky, too whatever, that actually, yeah, there's some real truth, some real gems there. So thank you for coming to see the trees with me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.